Not everyone will share their cringy interview answers with you, but I want people to learn from my mistakes. So here we go. During my first cycle, I answered questions very literally, and one of the most common questions I heard throughout the whole cycle was, tell me about a time you had a conflict with someone else. My answer went something like this. When I think about a conflict, the first thing I think about is a situation I had during my internal medicine rotation. During my rotation, I was paired with another medical student who made it abundantly clear that he did not want to be there. He was consistently seeing less patients than me and was trying to leave the rotation early every day. And so one day when we were leaving together, I asked him, hey, why don't you maybe see one extra patient every day? It's not too much to ask for, plus then we'd be seeing the same amount, and I think it'd really help out the resident a lot too. And his response to me completely shocked me. He said that until they start paying him, he's not working. And I was so shocked by that answer because this isn't just a transactional relationship. This is your own medical education that you're also shirking. But despite my slight pushback to that, he remained firm in his opinion. And so it was a really difficult situation to be in, but I had to make peace with the fact that I couldn't change another person's opinions or actions. And I just focused on myself. I upkept my same work ethic. And after the rotation ended, we still were on good terms and were cordial with each other. I still cringe when I think of that answer because I end on such an unfulfilling note that the interviewer looks back at me, dot, 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 awkward smile, and then moves on to the next question. Truthfully, that's what happened, and I had no idea how to improve my answer. I wasn't able to inspire him to change his ways. Really, the ending of this answer was very unfulfilling. And I know I'm not the only one who's been there because even now when I do mock interviews with current applicants, their answers to this question also kind of trail off at the end, like awkward shrug. The fix to this, which I learned during my second cycle, was to always end with a punchline. In other words, what is the main takeaway and what did you learn from this experience? Because when interviewers ask, tell me about a time you had a conflict, what they're really asking is, tell me about a time you had a conflict and what you learned from it. They're not here for the tea or the drama of the conflict, they're here to learn about you. So during my second cycle, even though I kept the same story, the end of my answer went something like this. The answer completely shocked me, but this experience taught me two really important things. One is that not everyone will have the same values and priorities as me when it comes to medical education, but more importantly too, I'll have to work with all sorts of people when I become a physician, especially because I plan on serving underserved communities in places where there may only be one physician within a certain subspecialty. Even though I can't choose who I work with, I can choose how I respond to them. And so even though I didn't necessarily agree with the way he handled that rotation, I chose to maintain a very cordial and professional relationship with him throughout the rotation and afterwards. By ending with a reflection of what I learned from this was, the story then felt more complete. And instead of an awkward silence, my interviewers would be nodding and smiling in agreement. So if you ever feel stuck with a question that doesn't have a perfect ending, ask yourself, what is the interviewer actually asking me about? They don't really care so much about the actual conflict as they do about the growth you've experienced from it afterwards. And that punchline is what turns an uncomfortable story into a powerful one that showcases characteristics that are important to you.